we are learned about ordered by right and ascending and descending. Now we will learn what is nulls first and nulls last. So if I click on this data, you can see there is a two records where the amount value is null, right? It means whatever the value, whatever the records we are retrieving from the database, where we are ordering by the amount, right? So it's ordering and it's an ascending. So if there is an null values, it means the amount where the field do not have any value, right? So not equal to null, it means there should be a value, right? So equal to null means the value, there should not be any value, right? So here we can clearly see if we are retrieving a data, you can simply see the query like select and whatever the fields I want to retrieve, like id and name and amount, I'm retrieving from the opportunity or object, and I'm ordering ordered by a amount field. Okay, it's in ascending order, right? But I'm getting all the records, but there there is a field, there are empty fields, there are null fields in this records, right? So we can do one thing, we can give simply write a query here where amount, okay, where amount does not equal to null. Okay, so it will remove this field values, right? You can see I'm checking the condition, so whatever the fields where the amount field does not equal to null, it will retrieve those fields only. But there is a scenario where you need to retrieve the null fields as well. Then what you will do, so it will retrieve the records where the amount field is null, right? So what you want, you do you want this null field should be first, or you want to use this null fields at last? Okay, so you can use for that purpose like nulls last. Okay, so you can see if the field value whatever the we are ordering by, so if you are ordered by any field, for that particular field, if the field values are null, then what you want to do? Okay, you want to display those null field values at last, or you want to show this field at first. Okay, click on export. I think has spelling mistake. Okay, I'm sorry. So click on export. So you can see, so why we use this nulls first and nulls last means suppose if you are retrieving any data and you are ordered by any field, so if the field values are empty, then those records should become first or not last, we can define here. Okay, the next one is, okay, we can use this thing as well. So offset. Okay, let me go back here, let me show you what you mean by offset. Okay, offset definition. Yes, I can. Okay, I will explain. So what do you mean by offset means, suppose if you are retrieving any record, okay, so if you are retrieving a record of if you are giving a limit, so it will retrieve, suppose if you are querying any data, so if you are writing suppose if you are writing any SOQL query, then if you give any limit, right? So if the condition satisfied, still that the query will return the particular amount records only. If there are 500 records which satisfies the condition, if you give the limit, then it will retrieve only as per the given limit, right? So what do you mean by offset? So if you mention offset, so if it is retrieving 100 records, if you mention offset 10, so it will remove the first 10 records. Okay, so let me show you and practically, so let me show you how to use the let's see one by one. So click on export, and I will give one more condition where I don't want any records where amount field is null. So I'm giving the way condition where amount field does not equal to null, right? So I will not get any records where the amount field is blank, right? So click on export. Okay, if I give the limit, okay, let's consider I'm giving the limit 10. You already know if you give any limit, you will retrieve those many records only. If the condition satisfied, if the conditions satisfied also, it will retrieve only the given limit records. Okay, so I given 10 as a limit. So you can see here it's previously exporting 31 records, but I'm giving limit 10, right? So click on here, so you can see I can retrieve only 10 records. Okay, if I want to skip this first 5 records, okay, you can see 10, 15, 15, 30, 35,000 is the first 5 records. So what I can do, I think simply I can write off offset offset 5. So click on export. So let me check what's the issue. Offset, what's the issue? Okay, I'm sorry. First we need to give the limit, then you need to give the offset. Okay, before that, before limit you cannot give the offset. Remember, these are all in a particular order. Okay, you cannot change this order, like you will give from opportunity at the last, and you will write the where condition at first. There should be in a sequence. Okay, click on export. You can see, so previously we are retrieving the records of, okay, let me duplicate this screen first. Okay, you can see here I'm retrieving these records. Okay, duplicate, let me duplicate this screen. Okay, let me add here. So you can simply see now we are retrieving the records uh, where the amount field is not equal to null, and we are ordering by the amount, and it's in a ascending order. So 10, 15, 15, 30, 35,000, these are all the record values, right? Now then what I'm doing, I'm doing offset of 5. So if I click on export, it will retrieve 10 records. Okay, as per our query, it will retrieve the 10 records. But what does this offset does? So it will skip the first 5 values. Okay, you can simply see here. So the first one is edge installation. Okay, and that mobile generators, kitchen generators, and SLA, and edge emergency generators. Up to here, these are all the 5 records, right? It will skip this first 5 records. Okay, whatever the offset value you are giving, it will skip those values. The if you're retrieving at 100 records, right? So if you give offset of 10, so whatever the 100 records is coming from the query, the first 10 records will be removed. Okay, it will skip that first 10 records. So here also it is skipped the first 5 records. You can see from the sixth record. So it started providing from the sixth record. Okay, you can see University of AZ, portable generators, and lab generators, HSLA, H generator. So you can similarly see here the same thing. So after skipping the first 5 records, it will show whatever the remaining records. So suppose take a real-time example. So I want to know the second highest value. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, give me a second. So what I will do, so it's in the ascending order, right? So this is the least. Okay, I want to know the what is the highest uh, value of the amount. Okay, so let's check. So I will do descending. Okay, what it will do, it will go from descending. Okay, what is the highest value? So you can see in this opportunity, United Oil refinery generators, the amount field value is 91,500. Suppose you want the second value. Okay, what second highest? Okay, then what you will do, so you want only one record, right? Then you will give the limit. Okay, limit 1. So if I click on here, it will show the 91,500, right? I want the second highest value. Then you will get the 2 records, and you need to find out what is the second highest. So what we can do, we can simply skip the first record, so you will get the second highest. So I will use offset 1. So I'm in the descending order, right? So whatever the highest value, it will come first, and then what we are doing here, so we are skipping the first value. So it means this query should return the second highest value of the amount, right? So if I click on here, you can see this is the second highest, right? Okay, I hope uh, you are clear about this point, like how to use the offset, so what exactly it does. So if you have any doubts, you can comment out. That's all. Okay.